Hello, this is Carson Cook, your CSO Pro, and welcome to the channel. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so that you won't miss any of our future uploads. Enjoy the video. Hello again, welcome to the CSO Pro channel. Again, my name is Carson Cook and thank you for joining us. Today what we're going to be talking about is company process. Now this is a topic that's very, very important for new sales professionals as well as veterans that have been in sales for a very, very, very long time. But it's a topic that a lot of companies like to talk about, and I think we're going to get some good comments on this one from a lot of different companies out there. But the reason we want to talk about company process is because there's one thing about sales professionals, no matter you're young, you're 19 years old, you're fresh out of college, you got a lot of energy, enthusiasm, or you're a 55-year-old veteran who's been in sales since the day he got out of school, is the fact that we all have egos, okay? We're all entrepreneurial, we're all innovative, we all have different creative solutions for problems, and that's exactly what makes us good at sales. That's what makes us good at communicating, what makes us good with dealing with clients and dealing with people. But the problem is with that is that we're not very good with structure. We're not very good with following a process, taking orders. As well as we know, sales is very entrepreneurial. And communicating is very entrepreneurial. We have to be creative and effective, but we also lose sight of company process, which bites us, shoots us in the foot, bites us in the leg when we deal with new companies. If we take on a new industry, if we take on a new sales product, if we take on a new company that we work with, okay, the company sales process is one of the things that we don't really take warmly to or lightly to. Every time that we do an interview, we want to boost our numbers. We want to boost our sale. We want to sell ourselves to the person interviewing us. We're the top salesman in this. We sell the highest number of that. We deal in this, and I've worked some of the biggest deals on the planet. This and this and this. So when we have that ego and we have someone that might be younger than us, maybe someone that has less experience than us teaching us a sales method, we decide to tend to push it off. Okay, we just try to reinvent the wheel, or we try and say, well, that's not gonna work, that's never gonna work, or I've done it this way before in the past, it's always worked for me. Sales is like baseball, sales is like professional sports. Okay, there's not one baseball player on the planet that says he'll know everything there is to know in the Major League Baseball level about baseball. Okay, and they'll tell you one thing, and every player will tell you that they'll learn something new every day. I learn something new every day on the field. I'm always constantly learning. And sales is no different. Sales is also a game of failure, just like baseball. So we need to ask questions. We need to follow the company's sales process. Now the rule is, okay, and I'm not sure what study this was or whoever did this, but it's close to 30 to 40% sales professionals are more likely to succeed at their job, sell more deals, start more relationships, and sell more products than anybody else within the company if they follow the company's sales process. No matter what their experience is, no matter how big their ego is, no matter what position you used to have before, I made my way all the way to the top. Okay, I was this of this company, and I used to play golf with Bill Gates, and I sold this and I sold that. Now, if you have to start a new industry and they put you in a certain level position, mid-level position where you have to sell, or a consultative or consulting position, you still need to know the company's sales process. You need to still follow that process for success. Now, there's a reason why company sales training also can be very boring for sales professionals. Okay, we can put the training on, take notes, pop on YouTube, watch this channel, or we can watch TV and kind of ignore everything that's in the sales training because you already know it. Okay, I already know the steps to sell. I know how to qualify. I know how to do this. I know how to ask questions. Okay, that's very true, but there's a reason the company sales process is put into place. The company spent millions of dollars, if not more, okay, putting in a process that works for them, their employees, and not just your department. Okay, not just sales. Okay, we're research and development, with underwriting, with docking, with boarding, with everything else that happens surrounding the deal. Company processes are put in place for that very reason. Okay, and you're going to be more successful if you master. When I say master that company's sales procedure, master that company's foundation, that foundational procedure, those steps of the sale, those objections that they provide you with, that training they provide you with. We need to be on that training, taking notes, asking questions, going through it again and again. Okay, getting with your national accounts director, getting with your sales manager or your president of sales or whoever it is that you work with, and collaborating with them back and forth on this sales training. Why was it put in place? What if this happens? What if this happens? So you can get all the answers. It's extremely important. And like we said, it's gonna be boring. Okay, for sales guys that have been out in the field for a long time or they've been selling for a long time, there's gonna be a lot of repetitive information, but it's not repetitive. Okay, repetitive is, like we said, hitting a baseball off a tee every time for hundreds of hours, right? That doesn't change. It's like the same thing, but yet we have to do that with a professional batting coach to get us to the top level. Okay, another thing that we need to do, guys, with company process is you need to find the number one. You need to find the number one. It doesn't matter if they're older than you. It doesn't matter if they're younger than you. It doesn't matter if they have less experience than you. There's a reason that this person is hitting the sales targets and the sales goals with that company, and they're ranked number one consistently on a regular basis. Now, what you're gonna find is that when you do get to know this number one person, this top performer, and you need to sell yourself to do that. If they don't want to talk to you, they're in a different state, they don't want to deal with you, they don't want to, you know, they're introverted, the manager doesn't want to give you their information, or they don't want to have anything to do with it, you need to sell yourself into that position. You need to get in contact with this person. Okay, they're the top performer. They're your role model. They're the person you need to look up to. They're the person you need to take their system and pick it apart, get all the information that you need so that you can make that your number one target. You need to be the next number one guy. Okay, and they say the top 1 or 2 or 5% of every company's sales force sells 90% of your deals. Well, there's a very damn good reason that that happens. These people, or these top performers, they follow the company's process not only to a T, but they do get to bring in a lot of their personal tricks and tips and this and that. When do they call? When do they jump on those phones? You know, when do they make their phone calls? During the day, at night? When is a good time to follow up with the client? When do you do this? And they'll give you a very specific reason why. Now, the good part about us and sales professionals having good egos is that they love to train, they love to talk, they love to communicate, they love to spread their information around. So if you can friend the number one sales performer, you can learn a lot of really good information. But again, what you're gonna find is that the top performers have mastered the client type, they've mastered the product, they've mastered the objections, and not only that, guys, they have mastered the company's process. They've mastered those steps of the sale. They have been through many different clients already. They've been through many different issues and problems within the company, and pain points, pleasure points, fast tracks, fast deals, slow deals, and they know exactly what to do. So they're gonna really help you out with building a good foundation. Now, this is extremely important, guys, to take note of all three of these things, because what this is going to do is this is going to help you get your paycheck faster. This is going to help you sell for higher commission. This is going to help you get out of a learning or get out of a sophomore slump. It's going to help you round the bend with a new learning curve. And that's the thing when we interview people is what's the learning curve process? And that's a very valid question to ask someone that's interviewing for sales. So how long does it take someone to catch on to what you're laying down? Okay, how long does it take someone to go through training? How long does it take someone to sell their first deal? And these are 55-year-old sales veterans all the way down to 19, 18-year-old people out of college that are very good at communication. And the answer is always should be and always will be, it really depends on you. It depends on how fast you follow the company's process, how many questions you ask, how fast you learn, how much you're gonna follow the company's sales process. Are you gonna follow the company's sales process 100%, or are you gonna be very entrepreneurial and make up your own stuff as you go? And you don't wanna do that, because the steps of the sale are not just put in place for sales and not just put in place for you, they're put in place for the whole company. Okay, so do yourself a favor, guys, make sure that you're following the company's sales process, the one that you put in place, even though if it's boring, even though if you don't want to go through the training and you've had 10,000 hours worth of training, you're a master sales expert, there is always something that you can learn in sales, especially with the company and the product that you're selling. Especially if you're in a new industry, and especially if you're selling a new product and you're dealing with a new set of people, a different client culture, a different company culture, different sales managers, different coworkers. Okay, it's very important that you take all of those things into account. The thing that's going to get you there is to master the sales process, master the company's process. Okay, even if it doesn't fit your own, you don't agree with some things, there's a reason they're put in place. So please make sure you follow the company process, guys. You'll be a lot more successful. Thanks again for joining us on the CSO channel, and I will see you later.